What if I told you that in the next 12 months, 5 cryptocurrencies are going to explode in value and the vast majority of people will miss it? Not because they didn't know about crypto, but because they ignored these specific coins. Here's the painful truth. If you had invested just $1,000 in Solana at its lowest point, you could have walked away with over $200,000. But most people didn't. They waited, they hesitated, and then they watched it skyrocket without them. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 5 cryptos that are poised to explode in 2025. But this isn't another hype video filled with meme coins and empty buzzwords. This is a data-backed, pattern-driven breakdown of real opportunities, and each coin has one specific reason why it might dominate the next cycle. If you skip this or leave early, you may miss the one project that could change your financial future forever. Let's dive in. Crypto number 1, chainlink. Link, the infrastructure nobody sees until it's too late. Here's the setup. Most people know crypto through flashy tokens and rising charts. But the real winners, they understand that infrastructure coins, the ones building the actual backbone of the system, are where the long-term money flows. Chainlink is that infrastructure. It's not a layer 1 like Ethereum or Solana. It's an oracle network. In simpler terms, it connects blockchains to real-world data. When you check the weather on your phone, you're using an API call. When a smart contract triggers a payment based on a real-world event like a price feed or sports outcome, it needs an oracle. Chainlink is the dominant oracle. And here's the tension. Hundreds of crypto projects quietly rely on Chainlink's data feeds, but barely anyone talks about Link itself. In 2024, Chainlink launched CCIP cross-chain interoperability protocol, aiming to become the TCP/IP of crypto. If they succeed, they don't just feed data to blockchains. They become the internet of blockchains. That's like being early to the invention of Wi-Fi. So here's the contrast. While people chase meme coins and hype cycles, the plumbing of the ecosystem is quietly gaining value. The moment the crowd notices, the price catches up, and by then, it's already too late. Crypto number 2, kaspa, KAS. Faster than Bitcoin, safer than Solana, and almost unknown. Imagine a coin that combines Bitcoin security with Solana's speed without the complexity. That's kaspa. Now, here's where things get interesting. Bitcoin uses the proof of work model. It's reliable but slow. Ethereum moved to proof of stake. Faster, but controversial. Kaspa, it uses a block DAG protocol, a version of proof of work that allows for multiple blocks per second. It's like if Bitcoin and Ethereum had a kid that grew up on high-speed internet. Kaspa isn't trying to replace Ethereum or compete with flashy smart contract platforms. It's building a simple, fast, secure, peer-to-peer currency, a throwback to Satoshi's original vision, but evolved for today's demands. Now, here's the tension. It's still under the radar. Most major exchanges haven't even listed it yet. It's community-driven. No massive marketing push, no VC overreach, which means this coin is pure upside waiting for ignition. The villain? The noise. Everyone's distracted by AI tokens and NFTs, while kaspa is quietly becoming the fastest POW network in existence. And here's a rehook. When Ethereum fees spike and Solana suffers congestion, which coin will investors turn to for fast, cheap transactions? Kaspa's moment is coming, but by the time everyone's talking about it, it'll already be too late to buy low. Crypto number 3, Render, RNDR. The hidden engine behind AI and 3D worlds. Let's switch gears. You've probably heard the hype. AI is the future. The metaverse is coming, but what powers those worlds? Graphics processing, rendering power, and the infrastructure to do it fast and cheap. That's where Render comes in. Render is building a decentralized GPU rendering network, a platform where anyone with spare GPU power can contribute it, and 3D creators, AI developers, and designers can rent it. Here's a metaphor. Think of Render as Airbnb for computing power. Instead of hotels, big centralized cloud companies, you're using someone's extra bedroom, their GPU, and as AI models get heavier, as metaverse platforms demand more realism, the demand for rendering will explode. NVIDIA can't scale fast enough. Amazon Web Services is expensive. Render is cheap, fast, and decentralized. In 2024, Render began onboarding several high-profile 3D animation studios and AI startups. And the moment Apple Vision Pro launched, demand for high-res spatial graphics surged. Render sits right at the center of that demand curve. This isn't just a bet on one crypto. It's a bet on the entire future of immersive computing. And it's one that, if missed, will feel like skipping Ethereum in 2016. Crypto number 4, Arbitrum, ARB. Ethereum's secret weapon for mass adoption. Ethereum is the second biggest blockchain on the planet, but it has a problem. It's slow and expensive. That's where Arbitrum comes in. It's a layer 2 scaling solution, meaning it builds on top of Ethereum, making it faster and cheaper without sacrificing security. Now, why does that matter? Because as Ethereum adoption grows, so does the need for Arbitrum. Think of Ethereum as a crowded city. It's popular, but traffic is horrible. Arbitrum is the highway system built above it, clearing congestion and enabling scalability. Here's the big twist. Most people focus on Ethereum's upgrades like the merge or sharding, but they're ignoring the massive capital, dev activity, and ecosystem growth happening on Arbitrum. And in 2025, Arbitrum is scheduled to release Bold, its next-gen Layer 2 upgrade. That means lower fees, faster rollups, and greater decentralization. Here's a rehab. Imagine thousands of dApps, DeFi tools, and games launching on Ethereum. Where will they actually run? Where can users afford to transact? Answer: Arbitrum. And when the traffic spikes, you don't want to be stuck buying a ticket to the express lane. You want to own the toll booth. That's what owning ARB is. Crypto number 5, Sui, the dark horse that Solana fears. Let's talk about Sui, a coin that's moving so fast, it might redefine how we think about layer 1s. Launched by Mistin Labs, ex-Meta engineers, Sui was built using a language called Move, which was originally created for Facebook's Libra project. Now, why does that matter? Because Move allows parallel transaction execution, meaning the network doesn't have to process transactions one by one. It processes them simultaneously. That makes it absurdly fast. We're talking up to 290,000 transactions per second in test environments. By contrast, Visa does about 24,000. And here's the kicker. Unlike many other high-speed chains, Sui is built with security, composability, and user-friendly features baked in. It's already attracting DeFi protocols, NFT marketplaces, and even game studios. The dev community is rapidly growing. TVL is rising. And yet it's still considered a second-tier coin by most crypto influencers. That's the blind spot. While everyone's eyes are on Solana and Avalanche, Sui is quietly positioning itself to be the iOS of blockchain. Elegant, fast, developer-friendly. If it succeeds, it won't just be a better Solana, it might make Solana look obsolete. What's the real risk? Let's step back. The biggest mistake people make isn't betting on the wrong coin. It's not betting at all. They wait for confirmation. They wait until the chart goes parabolic, until the crowd shouts, "Buy." But by then, the opportunity has passed. You've seen this happen. You saw it with Solana. You saw it with Polygon. You saw it with Ethereum. And you might be seeing it again right now. So ask yourself, are you watching this video for entertainment or information? Because each of these 5 coins, Chainlink, Kaspa, Render, Arbitrum, and Sui, represents more than just a price chart. They represent massive shifts in how the crypto world is evolving. Infrastructure, speed, scalability, AI, usability, and in 2025, as the next bull cycle heats up, there will be breakout winners. Coins that go 10x, 50x, even 100x. Most people will only hear about them after the fact, but now you've heard about them before the explosion. What you do next, that's entirely up to you.